We're here in Bahrain as part of what has been an intensive diplomatic push across the region. Bahrain, of course, is a critical partner for the United States, home to the Fifth Fleet, and I want to thank His Majesty King Hamad for receiving us today and for the very good conversation. We were focused on making sure that the conflict ongoing now in Gaza doesn't spread to other places. That's been our focus since October 7th, and it remains our focus today. Again, we've been clear with more than 20 other countries that if this continues, as it did yesterday, there will be consequences, and I'm going to leave it at that.
And you also talked about the Iranians being behind this, that they've been supporting the Houthis. Do the consequences extend to the Iranians as well?
Again, all I can tell you is that, as we've made clear, and many other countries made clear, there'll be consequences for the Houthis' actions. We've also repeatedly tried to make clear to Iran, as other countries have as well, that the support that they're providing to the Houthis, including for these actions, needs to stop. It's not in their interest to see the conflict escalated, and we're not the only ones who sent that message to Iran. These attacks have been aided and abetted by Iran with technology, equipment, intelligence, information, and they are having a real-life impact on people. You know, we talk about concepts like freedom of navigation and the importance of holding it, and I know that can sound a little bit abstract, but it means something very real in the lives of people. What's happened because of these Houthi attacks against commercial shipping is that thousands of ships have had to divert, take longer routes, pay more for insurance, and that gets translated into higher prices for people for everything from fuel to medicine to food. It's disrupting supply chains, and so it's having a real impact on people around the world in their daily lives. We also had some 20 countries come together to make clear that if these attacks continue, as they did yesterday, there will be consequences. Again, this represents a clear threat to the interests of countries around the world, and it's important that the international community come together and respond to them. Earlier today, I had an opportunity to meet with President Abbas in Ramallah, and we talked about those efforts. We talked as well about the importance of reforming the Palestinian Authority, Palestinian governance, so that it can effectively take responsibility for Gaza, so that Gaza and the West Bank can be reunited under a Palestinian leadership. It's very clear to me from President Abbas that he's prepared to move forward and engage in all of these efforts. In terms of reform the Palestinian Authority, look, I don't want to speak for President Abbas, but I think what I take away from this meeting is that he is committed to that and is very much prepared to move forward. And he's going to, I know, having conversations with other leaders in the region. And it's, I think, very important for the Palestinian people that they have governance that can be effective, that can help deliver results for them.
The UN Security Council on Wednesday demanded Yemen's Houthis immediately end attacks on ships in the Red Sea. That came via a Security Council resolution, which also called on the Houthis to release the Galaxy leader. It's a Japanese-operated ship linked to an Israeli businessman that the group commandeered last November. The UNSC also demanded the vessel's 25-person crew be freed. 11 members of the council voted for the measure, while 4, including veto-wielding Russia and China, abstained. None voted against. Linda Thomas Greenfield is the U.S. ambassador to the UN.
The threat to navigational rights and freedoms in the Red Sea is a global challenge that necessitates a global response.
Wednesday's measure includes an implicit endorsement of a U.S.-led task force called Operation Prosperity Guardian that has been defending commercial ships in the Red Sea and other areas from Houthi attacks. The attacks have disrupted maritime commerce and led some shipping lines to take longer routes to avoid the Red Sea, which could increase energy and food prices. The Houthis are an Iran-lined group that seized much of Yemen in a civil war and have vowed to attack ships linked to Israel or bound for Israeli ports to show support for Hamas Islamists battling an Israeli offensive in Gaza. However, many of the targeted ships have no links to Israel. A Houthi spokesman dismissed the UN resolution as a, quote, political game and said the U.S. was the one violating international law.